I, on behalf of Rachel and our children, the national government, the Pangu Party, and our people of Papua New Guinea, take this time to say a few words on the passing of this great man, the fourth Prime Minister of our country, the Right Honourable Sir Rabbie Namaliu, GCL, KC, MD, PC. It has fallen on me the solemn responsibility to have presided over the passing of three former Prime Ministers of our country. All of them have played very significant roles in the formative years of our country, whether it is in politics or in the public service as public servants. They have all laid the foundational building blocks that has anchored and continues to anchor our unity and democracy. On this occasion, it is really with great sadness and deepest of all condolences that I want to convey our sincere and heartfelt sympathies to the children and siblings of Sir Rabbie Namaliu, plus all the relatives and the people of Kokopo and of course the greater East New Britain province on the passing of this great man. Sir Rabbie emerged from a simple missionary family into becoming this extraordinary Papua New Guinean. He was amongst the first students of UPNG in 1966. He was amongst the first graduating class of the University of Papua New Guinea in 1970. He was amongst the first of Papua New Guineans to do postgraduate studies overseas. He was the first national lecturer at the University of Papua New Guinea. He was the first Chief of Staff, equivalent to our then Chief Minister, Sir Michael Somare, prior to independence. He was the first Private Secretary and Chief of Staff to our Prime Minister Somare at independence in 1975. He was a key member of the Constitutional Planning Committee. He became our country's fourth Prime Minister in 1988. He was the second Pangu Party parliamentary leader to be Prime Minister. He was made a member of Her Majesty's Privy Council in 1989. He held many portfolios and public offices from 1982 up till 2007, and since then has never recontested public office like many do. And he held many, many more jobs and has unparalleled achievements. And I want to appreciate all of you who are here in this funeral service and those who are watching in, that we are giving respect to our Papua New Guinean giant who assisted the fathers of our country to ensure we achieved our sovereignty and nationhood. Sir Rabbie was an inspirational leader with strong Christian and Melanesian cultural influence that dictated his work and life of service to our country. Sir Rabbie was a champion of consensus-based decision-making process. Everyone who needed to have a say on any matter was given an opportunity to speak. He built and encouraged consensus as a means of resolving disputes, a really deep Melanesian and Christian principle. He identified his true calling in the public service and pursued it so faithfully. He was a humble man. He put his best foot for his country rather than his own self. Sir Rabbie wasn't into personal building empire. He worked for the country faithfully, earning honestly, and he, like Grand Chief Somare, lived simple and a fulfilling life, even after politics. He set his bar very high and kept his dignity, achieving much of what he set out to do. He entered and exceeded public life without fanfare and continued to work and offer useful contribution to his country in the industries that he was engaged in and business community, in the community in general and the church. He remained active in the public service until his untimely passing. He is a wonderful example where we all can learn from in all facets of life and character, so that we too, especially today's generation and the generation that comes after us, can learn from Sir Rabbie and his generation of Papua New Guineans and on what they have done for our country. Before I end my speech, I would like to acknowledge and appreciate the kind gesture and the willingness on the part of Sir Rabbie's family and tribe and the people of Vanguana, Kokopo and East New Britain for allowing Sir Rabbie to be buried on the Independence Hill. It is of paramount significance to the people of this country that you have allowed your son, your father, your brother, your uncle, and your big chief to be rested with a couple of former prime ministers under the shadows of our nation's independence hill. It is a fitting gesture to be accorded to a national icon who helped build this great country. May his resting place serve as an important reminder to us and those who will come after us that this country was built on the shoulders of great men like Sir Rabbie Namaliu. It is now with great sadness that I must say once again that our country has lost a great leader. He will be, of course, greatly missed by the family, the people of Randuan, Kokopo, East New Britain, and our country. And on behalf of Pangu Party, let me say he will also be missed by the Pangu Party family. And let me appreciate his family and friends, especially those who've flown in. Your presence here this morning or today is noted. Farewell, Sir Rabbie. Thank you for your services to your country. May God give you eternal peace. We as a nation will always remain grateful for the contributions and sacrifices you have made. To Sir Rabbie's family and relatives, I pray the promise of Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, verses 4 and 5 to be fulfilled in your lives. Thank you all for your attendance and attention. May God forever bless Sir Rabbie. May God forever bless Papua New Guinea.